Hello and welcome back to Brown Acre Farm. I'm back here in my kitchen and I'm taking advantage of actually a snow day. I'm going to put in a little clip of what it looks like outside. So I have the opportunity today to work from home instead of having to drive into the office in the weather, which I'm very thankful for. But I've been able to use my lunch break today to get a little meal prep done to help make the rest of my weeks easier when I am busy and I do have to go to the office. So today I'm going to be making make-ahead breakfast sandwiches using some of my farm fresh eggs. So this is one of my favorite recipes to help make my mornings a lot easier when I have to go into the office and get out of the house quickly, but I still want to have a nutritious and more or less from scratch breakfast. Instead of reaching for a granola bar or stopping to get something on my way to work, or even worse, just not eating anything, because I think a good breakfast is one of the best ways to start your day. So we're going to make the eggs ahead of time and then assemble the breakfast sandwiches, and then they're going to go in the freezer for me to be able to pull out and make my morning breakfasts during the week. So first of all, we're going to start with our eggs, and I will put a recipe in the description box below, so if you want to do this, you have a recipe to follow instead of just my kind of loosey-goosey directions. I follow only semi-closely. So I'm going to crack a dozen eggs into my bowl and then add some milk and salt and pepper. All right, eggs are cracked into my bowl. I had one left of my farm fresh eggs. Quite the commodity these days with the egg prices at the store. So I'm just going to whisk those together. Also, I should have mentioned, I have my oven preheating to 325 right now. All right. I'm going to add a touch of milk. I just eyeball it. It's probably like 1/4 to 1/2 of a cup. More whisking. I like my eggs to be really well combined. Now I'm going to crack in my salt and pepper. In my opinion, one of the keys to good tasting scrambled eggs, or kind of an egg bake like this is going to be, is lots of salt and pepper. And actually, a little more salt. You'd be amazed what a difference in flavor extra salt does. It's one of the things I've learned the more I cook from scratch, that salt makes just huge difference. So I have a 9x13 glass baking dish. I'm going to go ahead and grease this well and then add the egg mixture to it. That's what's going to go in the oven. You've seen me do this before. I always grease over the sink so I don't get any grease on my floor, which then I could slip and fall and that would be bad. So I'm using avocado oil spray today. Don't skimp on the grease. You do not want these to stick. All right. One more quick whisk and then into the baking dish. So my oven is preheated now, so this is ready to go in. It's again 325, normal oven and you're gonna cook it for about 18 to 22 minutes. So I'm gonna set my oven for 18 minutes and then I'm gonna check it, because you just want the center to be set. You do not want to overcook this, because remember, these are going to get frozen and then reheated. So there's going to be a little additional cooking. There's the oven. There's going to be a little additional cooking when you go ahead and reheat these. So if your eggs are like super, super, super done on the first bake, then they're going to get maybe not quite so tasty when you reheat them. So not going to overdo it, but we definitely want to get these done and set throughout. All right, I'm gonna hang out and wait for those to cook, and then I'll meet you back here for our next step in these freezer breakfast sandwiches. All right, welcome back. Eggs are just about done in the oven. It should be going off any second, so I'm gonna pull those out, and then they're gonna take a few minutes to cool before I go ahead and start assembling the sandwiches. Gotta get you one of these double oven mitts, hangs right over there. And you never have to go digging around in a drawer for your oven mitts when you need to get something hot out of the oven. One of my most used kitchen tools. I absolutely love it. There we go. We have some bubblage, serious bubblage. But if you can see, doesn't have much jiggle left. It will keep cooking just a touch while it sits and cools in the pan, but this is kind of how you want it to be. Touch of jiggle, but not actually any liquid moving back and forth. So onto my little hot pad. It's going to sit there and cool, and we will be back to assemble those sandwiches in just a few minutes. All right, welcome back. So our eggs are cooling. You can see how the bubbles went down as it cooled and kind of let some of that hot air out. So those are getting close to cool enough, and while they finish up, I'm going to go ahead and start working on the bread portion of these breakfast sandwiches. So what I chose to do is pick up this big package of butter croissants from Costco. Is it the healthiest option? No. Is it delicious? Oh yes. So this was a 12 count of butter croissants, and it was just $5.99. So I thought that was a great price. They're delicious. I've already sampled one or two. So what I'm going to do actually, because you can see it's pretty big, so I'm going to cut these in half, and then I'm going to basically do half-size breakfast sandwiches, because I just think the full one, it's not going to fit in my sandwich bags, and two, probably just a little bigger than what I usually have on a breakfast. So first I'm going to cut them open this way so that I have a nice sandwich, and then maybe I should do this the other way, down the center. So makes for a small, but I think delicious sandwich. So I'm going to do a handful of these. I'm probably going to be able to get two. My goal is going to be like 12 to 15 breakfast sandwiches. So that's what we're going to shoot for. All right, here are all of my croissants cut up, about 12 of them, so that's going to be a good start. If I need a few more, you can see I have plenty left, so I'll just go ahead and cut up a couple more when I get to that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my eggs, kind of just make a, I'm going to just kind of compare the size of the croissant. It's not going to be perfect because obviously these are going to be kind of square, these are kind of triangle, but it's fine, it's close enough. All right, so assembling these is super easy. Pull two of them apart. I'm gonna go ahead and get some cheese, just plain old sliced cheese. I think that this is from Walmart. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a piece of cheese on here. Need a scooper. Not a scooper, this is a spatula. I know what I'm talking about. On goes the egg. And there is my cute little sandwich. So I'm just gonna keep going and assemble enough of these for my croissants. right, sandwiches are all assembled, as you can see here on my cookie sheet. The cheese hangs over the edge, so does the egg a little bit, but it's gonna be fine. These are gonna taste fantastic. So I'm gonna go ahead and bag them up. And then I will do a short portion of this video, probably one of the mornings that I am leaving for work, and show you how I heat these up. So like I said, these are gonna go live in the freezer. If you didn't know you can freeze bread, you can. It freezes fantastic and will come out tasting almost as good as it is fresh. So this is a great option to be able to preserve things and keep them more long-term. So these are gonna go in the freezer. I'll pull them out the night before I'm gonna use it. So I'll grab, one breakfast sandwich or two if my husband wants one out of the freezer before I go to bed. When I wake up in the morning, that will be all thawed in the fridge. And then I'll be able to either easily heat them up in the oven or in the microwave. All right, last one. So I'm gonna get these stashed away in my freezer. And then tomorrow morning, I will see you back here and we will heat one of these up and have it for breakfast together. And you'll see why this is such an easy thing. So I ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 breakfast sandwiches ready to roll. This will get me through a couple weeks and it will be fantastic, easy, healthy lunches. So see you back here in a bit. Good morning, welcome back to my kitchen. I am getting ready to leave for work, so I'm heating up one of my breakfast sandwiches real quick before I go. So this has been thawing in the fridge all night. Oops, lost a little piece of my cheese, it's all right. So I'm just gonna put it on a plate, put it in the microwave for 30 to 40 seconds, and then kind of just check it and see if it needs more time or not. All right, 30 seconds seem to be just right. It is nice and soft all the way through. And when I check the egg is also warm all the way through, because that's always the part that is a little challenging to make sure that you are getting heated all the way through. But it is good to go. It's just very warm right now. So I'm gonna give that a few seconds to cool down and then I will eat it. All right, I think it's cooled down enough to eat. So first I'm gonna give you an up close look. And see how nice and soft all of that is. Our cheese is melted, looks and smells delicious. Try not to make a total mess of myself before work. So that was just 30 seconds in the microwave after thawing it all night. And now, voila, I have a nutritious and delicious breakfast that took me almost no time at all and is gonna start my day off on the right foot. So feel free to use my recipe for these freezer breakfast sandwiches, and I hope you enjoy them as much as I do. Good luck with your busy weeks. I'm gonna get off to work, so have a good day, and thank you so much for watching. Not walking, watching. I can talk. I'm gonna go to work now.